It wasn't too long ago when I started a series here on the YouTube channel called 3 Games I'm Playing, and I would, of course, give you guys an updated list of those 3 games that I'm playing from month to month. And so I thought to myself, I wanted to continue that series, but I felt that a really good way to do that was actually through the 0 questions, 0 answers as one of the topics, because I get the question quite often from a lot of you guys out there asking me what games I'm playing currently. And so I wanted to go ahead and give you guys those 3 games that I'm playing this month, that being August 2020. So let's get into that, guys. So at number 1, I am playing Resident Evil 6, and this is a title, guys, that I never actually played. And the reason why I'm actually playing it right now is because after the announcement of Resident Evil Village, I wanted to go back and play Resident Evil 6. And so I've obviously played Resident Evil 7. It's one of the scariest games I have ever played, also known as Biohazard. One of the scariest games of all time, in my personal opinion. Absolutely loved it. Resident Evil 5, I played that one, and I really did enjoy it. Obviously, action more so over horror, but still really exciting. Resident Evil 6, playing that as of currently, guys, I gotta say, I really enjoy what they kind of built here with Resident Evil 6, even though I don't really like the idea that you have to play a lot of sequences over again because you're playing like 4 different storylines and each one kind of overlaps with one another. I gotta say that I love all of the different, characters and enemies that you're going up against. I think that's a really great dynamic to Resident Evil 6. Just so many different creatures. I mean, it's unbelievable. Haven't seen anything like this in a Resident Evil game to date. And I gotta say, I love that so much, that there's so many different types of, just enemies that you're going up against in Resident Evil 6. Overall, I love the concept of it. I don't like that you have to repeat things. I do kind of like the idea that things do kind of come together in one way, shape, or form. So it's definitely a game that I'm going to continue playing and trying to finish after beating all of the storylines. But it's definitely one that I am enjoying. I would certainly recommend the playthrough. It's not my favorite Resident Evil title to date, but I will say that it's definitely worth the playthrough if you like the Resident Evil games. At number 2, guys, for me, is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. So that is a game, guys, obviously, that I have been wanting to play now for quite some time. And the reason is, obviously, what kind of got me to want to play this one, similar to Resident Evil 6, was the announcement of Hellblade 2, which is supposedly going to be coming out with the launch of the Xbox Series X. And so when I saw that trailer, I thought to myself, okay, I really got to get it. I want to try this game out and see what it's all about. And so I'm certainly probably a little bit over halfway through the game at this point in time. And I gotta say, overall, I didn't like how the game was structured at first, because it felt like you have to go through a couple of these different gateways or doorways and complete various tasks, which really end up being a multitude of different puzzles in order to take on a boss. And then it ends up, after you complete each of those segments, you're able to open up the main gate to get to Helheim, is the place that you're ending up trying to get to along the journey. I didn't really like so much of all of the puzzles. Like, the puzzles were okay, but it felt like the whole game was kind of wrapped around that to an extent. After you get past those 2 gates, though, and you get through to go towards Helheim, then it starts getting a little bit more interesting. Still puzzles, but I felt like the game really started at that point. It felt like the 2 gates or doorways you go through first seem to be more of just like a tutorial, almost getting you used to it and used to the game and such, and kind of giving you a taste of what it's going to be about. And then once you get towards, take the gate to go towards Helheim, it starts to change a little bit, and it gets very interesting, psychological, without a doubt. There's a lot of really cool elements here to this game. I'm excited to finish it, and certainly I'm hoping it really leads us really nicely into Hellblade 2. But that is the second game I'm playing right now. And then at number 3, guys, I'm also playing Control. And so Control, guys, This is a game that I love a lot of the concepts and such, but obviously, you know, Remedy is adding, you know, DLC and things of that nature, so I've been able to play Control overall, but I haven't been able to do all the DLC and such, so a lot of what I'm doing now is playing the game over again, but also doing, like, some of the DLC, and I gotta say, guys, if you have not played Control, I would absolutely recommend it. It is it's a gem of a game. It's a really great game. I love that you know, definitely should coexist with other games out there. And I'm certainly hoping that we get a sequel to Control, without a doubt. Without going into spoilers and things of that nature, I absolutely hope we get a sequel. I know there is you know, some backlash on Remedy games right now with some of, like, the Ultimate Editions or whatever it is of Control at this point, but I really got to say, guys, they did something really special here with the first Control. I'm hoping we get a sequel at some point or another. But I'm just enjoying my time once again with this game. I mean, it's a lot of fun, a lot of psychological elements to it, a lot of fun action sequences. The set pieces are great. I mean, it's just it's a very different, unique type of experience, and I think that makes it really special. So those guys are the 3 games I'm playing here in August of 2020. Obviously, guys, Warzone amongst Fall Guys, and there's other games out there that, you know, you test out or you continue playing over the months. But these are the games that I'm really focusing on from a narrative perspective. From a multiplayer perspective, obviously, Gears of War, Call of Duty, StarCraft, Fall Guys. I mean, there's a number of games that we could kind of put out there that we're playing at the same time, but these are the ones that we're really focusing on from a narrative perspective and really putting a lot of time into at this point in time. So with that, those are the 3 games I'm playing here in August of 2020. Let me know, what 3 games are you guys playing this month? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more 3 games I'm playing, content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.